In Mayhem, Post-War Crime and Violence in Britain 1748–53, 2013, Canadian historian Nicholas Rogers examines the intense social unrest that gripped Great Britain after the War of Austrian Succession. As noted by Dana Rabin in a review for HNet, the work is well-written and engaging, weaving together established scholarship on crime in the public sphere with studies of Britain's imperial expansion. In October 1748, the Treaty of Aix-la-Chapelle ends hostilities with France and other European powers, prompting the demobilization of 80,000 British soldiers, about 4% of the nation's population. Contrary to the prevailing historical narrative, Rogers depicts the ruling Whig Party as unstable and struggling to contain disorder as these veterans re-enter civilian life. Within months, unemployment and class tensions erupt into a visible crime wave, sparking deep anxiety among the elite. Britain, however, lacks the infrastructure to combat such unrest. Priding itself on the liberties of the Magna Carta, it has no organized police force, relying instead on local constables and night watchmen. Many returning soldiers are maimed, disabled, or suffering from what would now be recognized as post-traumatic stress disorder, making employment scarce. While some receive modest pensions, most are owed back pay they have no hope of collecting. Faced with grim prospects, many young men turn to rioting, burglary, and smuggling. Political unrest follows as veterans rally to the Jacobite cause, seeking to depose King George II in favor of a Stuart claimant. Rogers contends that the unrest, though smaller in scale than past demobilizations, is inflamed by the expansion of newspapers, which amplify elite fears by publicizing crimes committed by impoverished veterans. The climate grows more febrile in 1750, when Britain is rocked by 7 earthquakes, 2 centered in London. While damage and casualties are limited, clerics interpret the tremors as divine judgment for moral decay, with Methodist leader Charles Wesley declaring sin the root cause of all earthquakes. Simultaneously, Britain is in the throes of the gin craze. Once reliant on expensive imported French brandy, the underclass embraced gin after economic and military conflict with France led the government to promote domestic production. By the 1740s, gin consumption reaches 2.2 gallons per person annually. Rogers suggests that the later introduction of its excess. In 1751, novelist Henry Fielding publishes an inquiry into the causes of the late increase in robbers, a popular pamphlet advocating severe limits on wages and social mobility to remind the poor of their proper place. He singles out gin as a prime cause of rising crime, though he ignores the role of post-war demobilization emphasized by Rogers. In his final chapter, Rogers examines one of Parliament's rare constructive responses, offering land in Nova Scotia to veterans, partly to protect the colony from French encroachment and partly to boost its white population against the indigenous inhabitants. Though promising on paper, many settlers soon abandoned their plots for Boston and other port cities, fleeing disease, hostile indigenous resistance, and the authoritarian rule of Governor Edward Cornwallis. Mayhem offers a vivid and compelling portrait of one of the most turbulent periods in Britain's peacetime history. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe.